Hi, welcome to Unimed Living. Today I'm talking to Neil Gamble about Serge Benhayon's published works. Neil, tell us about the books.
Well, it's interesting. There's actually 7 of them that have been published already, and there's one imminent and another 3 in the pipeline. So each of these books, they're not small books. They're each of them 300, 500 pages. One, I think, 700 or 800 pages long. These are substantial philosophical works. When I first started to read them, I actually found them quite difficult. I picked them up, I put them down, I left them. I picked them up, I put them down, I left them. Then one day I was on a long plane journey and I took one with me, and I got into it, and I found, wow, there's a lot more here than meets the eye. It's a little bit like Shakespeare. Shakespeare, the first time as you read the story, the second time you get the meaning, the third time you get the double meaning. Well, Shakespeare's all about entertainment, but these books, the first time you read them, you get a feel. The second time, as you evolve as a person, I found that I could see so much more in what was being written. And the third time, and I haven't read them all 3 times yet because there's way too many pages to read, but the third time you start to see there's a lot more depth going on here than one appreciates at first thing. And what's happened to me is that since I've now got over the concept of reading philosophy, I now only read philosophy books. I haven't read a novel for ages, for simply ages.
Fiction is dead. Is the truth too interesting?
Fiction is a comfort thing, you know. So it's there for entertainment. It's like doing crosswords. It's like whatever. I think I've got better things to do now, and so reading these books, I get a kick out of these books because it helps me get onto myself. It helps me think about communities. It helps me evolve.
And in the current state of the world and what's right in front of us, what more can you want to engage with and look at than what's going on right now? And that's what these books are rich with. It's very contemporary stuff, isn't it?
That's what these books are about. I mean, a lot of authors write on a very narrow frame. These books cover pretty well the entire works of philosophy, the entire way of living, the religions, philosophies, sciences, medicines of the world. There's something in here for everybody. And so that's why there's so many of these books that have been written since 2006. And the other thing that occurred to me, you know, Serge is, before 1999, he was a tennis pro. I know a lot of tennis pros, and I've never come across a tennis pro who are associated with deep philosophical writing. And then these books are substantial. I mean, 500, 600, 700 pages. So that story is another story. How does he do this? How does he find time to write such deep, rich philosophical books that are so long and so worthy?
That is a story in itself, isn't it?
That is another story in itself. I'm sure he's got lots of helpers, but I sort of joke about that, but in truth, he writes everything, every word himself. I know he has someone helping with the editing, but that story of how he lives, how he can be working so hard, not only on that, on workshops, on things that we're gathering that we have here today going on behind us, how he works with people, it's a phenomenal story.
It is a phenomenal story, and he does have lots of helpers. The books are by Serge and the Hierarchy, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
And while they're very contemporary, they're also very ancient in what's in them. There's a depth to that, to the wisdom that's in there.
It's about the ageless wisdom, therefore it goes back a long way. And I think I've said everything I need to say.
Thanks, Neil Gamble. Thanks for talking to us today.